Hold up, my fucking head is stuck in my sweater. Double upload. What the fuck? I have not done this before. New angle? Still the same area. I just decided to do a different angle because I just see my notebook better, to be honest. Should I turn like this light on here? Hold on, let's just see what it's like. Do we like that? Like you can see my paint. Oh, well, my light's just flickering. Okay, I guess not. I guess we're going back to the dim lighting. So, my top 20 albums of 2025. Pretty self-explanatory. There was no real rules. Just kind of followed what my album of the year said, really. Which did put in my fucking other video, but I'll probably put back in this description or something, I don't know. But yeah, basically, my only rules for this is that they at least had to be an 8 and above, basically. And when we get to the top 10, they're basically all 9s. So, I think that says it. If I'm not in depth about it, about certain albums, or if I'm just not in depth at all, and I do like a vague talk about it, it's because I got 20 albums to talk about, not a whole lot of time. But yeah, I wanted to get this done, then boom, it's done and dusted. Now I will say, why am I doing it in October? Why not wait till like December at least? That's just because I don't think there's gonna be a project that amazes me so much in these next couple months. They're gonna put it in my top 20. And also, it has to depend on even if I do listen to the album. So, and I've been slacking on a lot. I didn't even listen to the Tame Impala record. So, yeah. Yeah, so I just don't think there's anything that's gonna take this spot. Alright, without further ado, thought I was gonna burp. Here is my top 20 albums of 2025. At 20, we have Hyperyouth by Joey, Valence Brae, where they, over this more pop, kind of more bouncy kind of production, where they more talk about growing up and getting older and stuff like that. I just said it's a very common thing. At 19, I have Sunbelt Princess by Lua Trilogy and somebody else, I'm forgetting the name. I'll credit them in the description, but very good album, and it's a very mesmerizing sort of album. You should listen to Lua Trilogy and donate to DJs Against Disease. I'll leave a link to that below. At 18, we have Unmusique by Lucy Bedroque, or Bedroque. I don't know how you really pronounce it. I say Bedroque, but yeah. Just some very fun rage stuff I think Lucy is one of the most interesting artists in the modern day underground. At 17, we have 45 Pounds by YHWH Nailgun. I believe that's how it's pronounced. A very unique album, but it's one that I really like. Yeah, because of just how strange and just it feels so surreal at times. 16, we have 111-00011 by Asian Glow. For the longest time, this was my album of the year. You'll realize that quickly with a few of these, but yeah, really good, just shoegaze, and it just feels so magical and otherworldly. I can't really explain it other than that. It's just a really fantastic album. I highly recommend it. At 15, we have Perverts by Ethel Cain. What a great way to start the year. And this was my introduction to FL, and I was like, what the hell? This is incredible. At 14, we have Eusexua by FKA Twigs. And it was his fucking peak shit. Drums of Death. So good. I know I just did a little drum thing. It looks probably weird in the camera because you can't see me. At number 13, we have Only Dust Remains by Backxwash, a very talented artist, and I think that this album is one of, like, a masterpiece from this year that honestly, it was my album of the year, and it should have probably been in my top 10, but it's just hard because there was so much stuff. You know, I wish I could have had a top 10 2 times. I guess that's a top 20. So, at number 12, I have In the Blue Light by Kelela. I just say Kelela. Just some really good, you know, live, kind of more jazzy, soulful, very atmospheric sort of stuff. At 11, we have Magic Alive by McKinley Dixon. This was so good, and I was so happy that it released on my birthday, because waking up, getting that Quadeca snippet, I was ecstatic. I was over the moon. I was so happy, and I was so happy that this album amazed me. Now, that's 20 to 11. We now have 10 to 1, and you guys already know what 1 basically is. So, without further ado, let's keep doing this. Number 10, we have Lonely People with Power by Deafheaven. I'm not too familiar with a lot of metal or stuff like that, but this album really impressed me. I was really shocked by it. At 9, I have Baby by Dijon. This was some real, I think my album of the year review says it best, mind-melting R&B, you know, or, yeah, that's all I can say. It's so good. Number 8, we have Let God Sort 'Em Out by the Clipse, or Clipse, it's just, as a return to form after like 16 years, I think they did a fantastic job. I don't think this is as good as like Hell Hath No Fury or Lord Willin', but I still think this is a really great return to form for them. At number 7, another top 10 artist for me, we have Sable Fable by Iver. The GOAT, you know? I love how he changes out his usual more moody pastiche and his palette, his more gloomy sort of palette, for his more bright kind of feel, looking more optimistic. Keep thinking about it, right? But it feels so much more optimistic and bright, and yeah. Number 6, the 2025 Billy Woods album. You know what one I'm talking about. I'm not going to say the name or put it in the description. You know what one I'm talking about. It's just one of the best hip-hop albums I've heard in such a long time. And I was so happy Billy delivered on it, because I remember when it was releasing, and people were worried, you know, wouldn't hold up. I had my hope, and exceeded my expectations. Great, fantastic album from Billy Woods, and another addition to his legendary catalog. And number 5, we're in the top 5 now. Let's see how much of this, actually not really much of this is that much of a shock, really. Oh, this one might be a shock though, because I haven't seen anyone else really talk about it. Number 5. Can't really see, but 5. I Heard That Noise by Quickly. If you are not familiar with Quickly, I was introduced to him a couple years ago, mostly because I saw that he was opening for Quadeca, and I was like, what does this shit sound like? I listened to Satellite, banger, and then I heard he had a new album coming soon, and I heard also he was apparently friends with Hive Mind Crew and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, I gotta hear this. I listened to the song Everything, really good, and was so excited, and I'm glad to say the album lived up and exceeded my expectations, and quickly became one of my favorites from this year in the blends of the Folktronica. Yeah, that's all I can say. At number 4, to probably no one's surprise, we have Getting Killed by Geese. I've already said all my thoughts on it already, so there's not much else I can say other than very fantastic album, and I'm very excited for where Geese and Cameron Winter are going to go forward. Top 3. Number 3, we have Pain to Power by Maruja. I said this in the video before, but it reminded me a lot of the I can't say the artist's name, but the album Attempted Martyr, if you've heard that, very loud and all this sort of stuff. The only difference though with them when I hit a Maruja album is Maruja obviously have their more elements of post-rock and jazz rock and all this sort of stuff, and I think they make for one of the most interesting bands out there, you know, because of just their unique sort of ideas and how they blend these sort of things together. Things that like I don't commonly hear, like Swans go on fucking Maruja level. They're doing better than you, in my opinion. In my opinion, I said, okay, don't kill me, don't kill me. In my opinion, they're better. Number 2, Willoughby Tucker, I'll Always Love You. Honestly, I could see genuinely these top 2 fighting, because just, oh man, Willoughby Tucker, I'll Always Love You. I damn near cried to that album when I heard it. It's fantastic. Ethel Cain, Dare to Go. They're so good. They crafted this ambient soundscapes that just fluctuate and just bring you into this world that I think kind of just deeply pulls you in, even with the ambient songs, you know, the Willoughby Interlude or Tempest, I think. But yeah, just a very great, fantastic, emotional album that I think is, yeah, one of my favorites of the year, and I'm glad I discovered Ethel Cain. I don't know if they will see this, but if they do, shout out to them. Number 1, to absolutely nobody's surprise, Vanisher Horizon Scraper by Quadeca. I am not going to go too in depth on it because I already have a video, but I might have some more stuff coming soon to do with Vanisher. What could that be? Well, I'm not going to say. You just have to sit and wait. And yeah, that's it. That's my top 20 albums of the year. Now that's all done. Now I don't have to fucking stress about this. Now I can move on to much cooler stuff. Much cooler video essays and the sort with more unique sort of ideas. I'm glad if you do watch this, I wonder what is your album of the year. Yeah, I don't think I have much else to say other than what is your album of the year, and there will be more cooler stuff coming soon. I know, double upload today, that's really shocking. And that is the video. I will see you guys soon or something.